The interesting thing about Reston is that Reston is a planned community, one that I even studied in undergraduate school. And so when it was established in 1964, it was not only established as a community, it also meant that organizations such as the Links Incorporated and others were also establishing chapters so that people that were moving into Reston could find a niche that they could connect with. And so if you think about Reston being established in 1964 and our 50th anniversary, the Reston chapter of the Links is almost as old as Reston, Virginia.
When we started out, there was only one other chapter in Northern Virginia, and we were the baby chapter. But we have grown up, and now we're viewed as an innovative chapter.
I think that our legacy has always been about meeting the moment and making sure that we're providing the kind of services and programs to the community.
The Links is an organization primarily of African American women, professional women, who work to sustain and ensure the culture and economic survival of African Americans and people of African descent. We do that through 5 major program areas.
5 facets are international trends, national trends, services to youth, arts, and health and human services.
For health and human services, the chapter has learned to evolve and pivot where the needs lie. We do walks for health. We do walks for kidney disease. We have done work on colon cancer. We had a major webinar during COVID with celebrities who have been impacted by colon cancer. We've also been really excited to participate in the Black Family Wellness Expo.
The Red Dress event is one of the opportunities we have had in the Washington metropolitan area for all the chapters to come together. And we just celebrated the 17th annual Red Dress event. And we have touched many women and families in terms of how to stamp out heart disease.
We invite our community leaders to events and activities. We show them how we're working with the community. And when we do that, they help us engage the community that much more. They help us to enlarge the community that we're trying to reach. So that tells you that our programs are 1, impactful, and 2, the community needs our programs. So people, especially the leaders in our communities, ask us for more and more and more.
The Links Incorporated is an international women's organization, probably one of the largest and oldest nonprofit volunteer organizations in the country. And over this nearly 80-year period, the organization is really focused on friends coming together and providing service to the community.
If I was to look back at my tenure as a member of the Reston chapter, I am so proud of what we've done and the fact that we have been acknowledged for our accomplishments and our dedication. When we started looking at our strategic plan, we recognized that we would do better having impactful transformational programming. And that meant that we would narrow some of our focus and not look to projects, but what programs could sustain us over a long period of time. We took on a project, Are You Ready? And we decided that each facet would be involved at some level in the Are You Ready design of our chapter program.
It is my pleasure to welcome you today to Are You Ready? Healthy, Wealthy, and Wise.
Are You Ready is a program that was developed as a partnership between AARP and the Links Incorporated. It was around how do we educate not only ourselves, meaning our own chapter members, but the underserved communities that we work in around, are you ready? Are you ready to be a caregiver? Are you ready financially to live an extra 10 or 15 years of life? Have you saved enough money so that you don't outlive your financial means? One of the things we did in the Reston chapter was we first held a workshop for our own family and our own Reston chapter members, and then it broadened up to over 500 people in community that we held these workshops in Fairfax and in Northern Virginia. Now I think there are several hundred chapters around the country who are running the Are You Ready programs.
Our organization gives awards both at the area level, so our chapters in the Eastern area, and also at the national level, which covers the United States and abroad. And our national organization has recognized the Reston chapter of the Links with a number of awards for the Are You Ready program. So I believe in 2018, we received a national award, first place for the program in 2019, in 2020, in 2022. So we've had quite a history of recognition from the national organization on our success.
We received the Best of Reston Award, and that is sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce and Cornerstone. So it is one of the premier awards in our community. We also received the Martin Luther King Jr. Cultural Foundation Award because of our work in the community. I truly appreciate the fact that not only the links at the national and at the area level have recognized us, but we have been recognized in the Reston community as a force that has made a difference.
The women in the Reston chapter of the Links are authentic, accomplished African American women. We are so proud of the members in our chapter and the fact that regardless of what they do professionally, they are encouraged to give back, and they want to give back, and they inspire others to give back.
The Reston chapter was my hometown chapter since I was living in Reston before and was moving back to Reston. But most importantly, my sister had joined the chapter at that time. And so we wanted to be together, and she just insisted. She said, certainly you're not going to another chapter, and I'm in the Reston chapter. Marilyn served as a vice president of the chapter, and then she also served as president of the chapter. Her passing was such a shock to all of us. We wanted to figure out a way to continue her legacy in the sciences, and we knew that she would want other students like herself to have an opportunity to go to school and pursue degrees and careers in the science field. The Dr. Marilyn Madry Lightfoot Scholarship is open to high school seniors, preferably high achievers. Marilyn was brilliant. She was the first African American female to enter and receive a PhD in molecular immunology from the School of Medicine at the University of Virginia. The work that Marilyn was doing was groundbreaking research that led to the discovery of the HIV/AIDS virus. And she did that at the National Institutes of Health in the laboratory of Dr. Anthony Fauci. Marilyn was a very humble person. She was approachable. And you don't really find that with a lot of individuals who have reached that level. She was a real leader. She really wanted the Reston chapter to shine, and they are still shining.
It varies, but the chapter gives between 8 and 10 scholarships each year. That's very important for us to uplift the children in our community and help them to look beyond high school. Dr. Loretta Webb was a member of the Reston chapter, and she was one of the superintendents in the Fairfax public schools. One of the things she wanted to see was more people going into education. She was very instrumental in supporting our young people, and we just wanted some way to honor her and to continue her legacy with the Loretta Webb Scholarships.
We support youth in the area with scholarships, but it's more than just a cash stipend when you're off to college. We take an interest in those young people. We try to convey to them that we care about them and we want to know what's going on with them. It's not about handing them the money and walking away. It's a matter of being there when they reach back out and say, I need help.
So when I was about the age of 13, 14, I had the privilege of being introduced to Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye sang a song that was Mercy, Mercy Me. And in his song, he talked about really the world, the earth, and what was going on and what wasn't going on, right, the environment. And so for me, I said, well, what is it that I can do to make a difference? Even at that age, we need to show young children, youth in our community that they have opportunities themselves to be a part of a movement.
Our early members in the Reston Links were mainly educators. So this really helped us in terms of focusing our programs for children and our services to youth. Our earliest program was the GRACE program. From there, we had the Bonds program, which we also worked with the boys. And then we decided we would go further, and we joined with the Pearl Girls and provided a mentoring program for them.
We build upon our founders and our charter members of our chapter that have done some great work. So when we first started with the High Esteem program, there were some great people sitting around the room, and our president at the time was Carla Williams, and she said, well, why can't we do something related to STEM? Because we wanted to talk about not only STEM, but also added the arts to the program, and then we wanted to combine that with really building people's high self-esteem.
One of the things that the Reston chapter has long been involved in is around showcasing talent of our young people. So it was a wonderful opportunity for us to bring our young people to perform on the Millennial stage at the Kennedy Center and give them a stage to perform on and a broader audience to see them. And so as a result of that, we enhanced our level of giving and provided them with scholarships, and the program continues today.
So within High Esteem, we had a NSBE Junior chapter. We have established and built 2 chapters here in the Northern Virginia area. The Reston Links chapter of the NSBE Junior, National Society of Black Engineers is what NSBE is all about. In addition, we have a Wild STEM program where we build upon the outdoors and how important it is for us to save our planet. I tell people that pollinators are so important. 1 in every 3 bites that we take, it's because of a bird, butterfly, a bee, or some of us, it's because of a pollinator. So we teach the children that this is not just about us caring about the outdoors, but it's also, if we save our planet, we save our pollinators, we save ourselves. We build a butterfly garden with a nice bench there, a serenity garden if people want to go there and just relax, but also we know that being in the outdoors is really good for our mental health. Over the years, we've tried really hard to move with the times. And so Level Up is a one-day program that our chapter planned and implemented that basically took us to the next level when it comes to youth programming. It involved us not only giving them some skill sets that they needed, having some great conversations, facilitating some great meetings where the youth actually had a chance to learn some soft skills. They learned how to navigate through this society, which is a little bit different than it was 50 years ago, of course. Steve Covey talks about that circle of influence, and you drop a drop of water in a pond, and that circle gets bigger and bigger and larger. I believe that Reston dropped that drop of water in that pond, and it got bigger and bigger.
So I've seen our chapter evolve from working heavily on a local level, but as over the years, we have developed quite an international footprint. So our reach is extremely extensive across the miles.
One of the things I'm most proud of is our Jamaica International Trends Project, a little school called the Mount Zion All-Age School. My sister happened to have a house in Jamaica, and we talked about what could we do to help the kids in Jamaica.
We started out in small ways in the classrooms, reading to the students, bringing books and supplies, and then over time, that support grew to providing a refrigerator for the kitchen, paying for the chef's salary, building a garden there, building a library within the school.
And there were, I think, 60 kids when we started. Now we have over 115 kids who participate. But through my sister's chapter, the Montgomery County, Pennsylvania chapter, and the Reston chapter, we have now been supporting that school for over 18 years. And so we've seen kids come from first and second grade and now are graduated and going to college. And so this has become a labor of love between our two chapters. We won the national award for two sisters, two chapters in two countries.
At the national level, they really saw the impact that we were making in Jamaica and wanted to duplicate that and expand that not just to the school that we were serving, but expanded throughout Jamaica, and that has been incredible.
We just seem to always come up with these great, innovative ideas that are perfect for the time, and the community just grasp them, and we're able to really just flourish.
So in the early 2000s, we had an opportunity to engage around international trends and services at the Library of Congress to reach out to all of the African ambassadors who were women or the spouses of African ambassadors and invite them to a high tea at the Thomas Jefferson building of the Library of Congress. General Colin Powell happened to be the Secretary of State, and Alma Powell had been a friend for years. And we invited Alma to be our keynote speaker, to come in and talk about the work that she and Colin were doing in Africa. We had every member of the Lynx bring a black doll so that we could send back to Africa so that young girls could see a doll that looked like them. They were not familiar with the Lynx as an organization, and so understanding that there was this powerful group of now 17,000 plus women in the U.S. who participate in this organization, I think was an aha moment to them, to know that there was this support group of African American women who were there to help and to try to understand and become more educated about what their wants and needs were and how we could play a role together in making life better for people in Africa. So I think it's so important that we have an international trends and services facet. I had the opportunity to co-chair the first global summit that the National Links held in London, England 2 years ago. And we had the 2 or 3 women from the UK who were in the parliament there, or who had significant roles, and every single one of them walked to the stage in tears. And they said it was the first time they had ever been in a room with that many African American women who were businesswomen. I think the power and the voice of the Links and their reach, not just here in the US, but increasingly growing abroad, I think speaks volume to the mission and the focus of the Links, that it's not just about friendship and all of us getting together, but it also is around service, because each and every one of us needs to be able to provide service to others.
It's a community service organization, but it's grounded on friendship among women. I believe when you can celebrate something like 50 years and you know that it's an accomplishment, you become that much more committed to making sure that the vision and the dreams and the hopes will be sustained.
My hope is that the Reston chapter continues to accept the best and brightest, and those who are willing to serve, give their time, and provide service with the dignity and grace that the organization has always had.
My hope is that we continue to explore, we continue to strive to make sure that we're serving our community.
You know, the world around us is evolving, and so I'm so excited about our ability to meet the need. We have a seat at the table in the United States and abroad, and I'm really excited about what the next 50 years are going to bring, what our continued legacy is going to bring.
In the back of my head, I hear the song Kool and the Gang, Celebration. Come on, let's do it. It's all about what we've done. How can we build upon what we've done already? It's all about celebrating the multi-generational members that have made this chapter what it is.
When you look back for the past 50 years, how many companies that existed 50 years ago no longer exist today? We still exist. And not only do we exist, we're more powerful than we have ever been. We're more engaged with the community and the work of the Links Incorporated than we've ever been. We're stronger than we've ever been. So this is a major milestone, and it can only get better from this point on.